In the glittering world of Chinese entertainment, where smiles beam from billboards and fans scream in adoration, darkness often lurks just beneath the surface. On September 11th, 2025, the heart of millions shattered when news broke that beloved actor and singer Menglong, known affectionately as Alan Yu, had fallen to his death at the age of just 37. Official reports painted a simple, almost dismissive picture: an accidental fall from a high-rise in Beijing's Chaoyang district, influenced by intoxication. But behind those cold statements lay a story far more devastating, one of ambition crushed, secrets buried, and a brutal industry machine that devours its brightest stars. What Jackie Chan, the legendary martial arts icon, desperately tried to shield from the public eye is now coming to light, and it will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about fame. This is not just another celebrity tragedy. This is the untold tale of a gentle soul who rose from humble beginnings only to be ensnared by the very system that promised him the world. Menglong's life was a symphony of talent and quiet resilience, cut short in a moment that still echoes with unbearable sorrow. As we peel back the layers, prepare to be hooked by the raw emotion, the mind-blowing revelations, and the haunting questions that refuse to fade. Menglong entered the world on June 15, 1988, in Urumqi, Xinjiang, a place far removed from the neon lights of Beijing or Shanghai. From a young age, he carried a quiet intensity, a deep love for music and storytelling that set him apart. His family was not wealthy, and the path to stardom seemed like a distant dream. Yet Menglong pursued it with unwavering determination. He studied at the Beijing Institute of Performing Arts, honing his craft while facing the everyday struggles of a young artist in a competitive city. His early career was marked by small victories and countless rejections. In 2007, he participated in SMG's My Show, My Style, and made it to the top 16 for his province. He tried again in 2010 on Hunan TV's Superboy, facing elimination but refusing to give up. Those years were filled with late-night rehearsals, meager meals, and the constant fear of fading into obscurity. Friends who knew him then describe a young man with a gentle smile and eyes that held dreams bigger than his circumstances. He directed music videos, released independent songs, and slowly built a foundation on talent rather than connections. By 2013, his persistence paid off. He reached the top 10 in Superboy and signed with EE Media. His first single, Just Nice, hinted at the emotional depth he would bring to screens. But it was in 2015, with his role as the ninth prince in the web drama Go Princess Go, that audiences truly fell in love. His charm, vulnerability, and natural acting drew millions. Then came Eternal Love in 2017, where he portrayed Bai Zhen, a kind-hearted immortal deity. Fans were captivated by his portrayal of quiet strength and profound love, themes that would tragically mirror his own life. Menglong was not just an actor, he was a singer with a voice that could convey heartbreak and hope in equal measure. His album Toy in 2015 showcased his versatility. He appeared in hits like The Legend of Whitesnake and Love Game in Eastern fantasy. To the outside world, he was living the dream. Behind closed doors, the pressure was mounting in ways few could imagine. #CVS Today. The dark underbelly Jackie Chan warned about. Jackie Chan has long been a towering figure in the industry, not just for his action prowess, but for his outspoken views on the toll fame takes. In rare, emotional interviews following Menglong's passing, Jackie spoke with a trembling voice about the young actor. "I remember him," he said softly, eyes glistening. "He was one of the brightest talents of the new generation. I saw potential in him, not just as an actor, but as someone with a genuine heart." Their connection was more than casual. Sources close to the industry reveal that Jackie had mentored Menglong in subtle ways, offering advice during fleeting encounters on sets and warning him about the invisible chains that bind stars. What secret was Jackie trying to hide? The entertainment industry in China, like many others, operates under immense pressure from studios, agencies, and unspoken power structures. For actors like Menglong, success often came at the cost of personal freedom. Contracts were ironclad, schedules grueling, and public images meticulously controlled. Rumors of exploitation, forced relationships for publicity, and substance use to cope with exhaustion swirled around many stars, but Menglong seemed different. He maintained a low-key personal life, focusing on his craft. Yet insiders say he was increasingly vocal about the mental health struggles faced by performers. In the years leading to 2025, Menglong's career soared, but so did the demands. Filming marathons left him exhausted. The need to maintain a flawless image on social media added layers of isolation. Friends recall him confiding in late-night conversations about feeling trapped, like a bird in a golden cage. "The lights are bright, but they burn," he reportedly told a close confidant. Jackie Chan, having witnessed generations of stars rise and fall, allegedly pulled strings to shield Menglong from some of the worst excesses. He advised him on navigating agency politics and even intervened quietly when rumors of blacklisting surfaced over Menglong's desire for more artistic control. The mind-blowing truth emerging now is that Menglong had stumbled upon something deeper, a network of influence that extended beyond mere entertainment. Allegations, though unproven in official channels, point to powerful figures who viewed rising stars as assets to be managed, sometimes ruthlessly. Menglong's gentle nature clashed with this reality. He wanted to tell authentic stories, to highlight social issues through his art, but doors began closing. Projects were delayed or canceled. The sorrow in his eyes during his final public appearances spoke volumes to those who looked closely. The date September 11, 2025, will forever be etched in the hearts of fans as a day of profound loss. Early that morning, reports emerged of a man falling from a residential building in Chaoyang, Beijing. Property management confirmed the tragedy. By evening, Menglong's studio, despite having been deregistered earlier, issued a statement confirming his death. Authorities quickly ruled it accidental, citing intoxication. No criminal involvement, they said. Case closed within hours. But the details refused to add up for many. Menglong was not known for heavy drinking or reckless behavior. Fans flooded social media with disbelief. Why such a swift closure? Why the inconsistencies in timelines? Autopsy reports, leaked in fragments, allegedly showed signs that raised more questions than answers. Bruising inconsistent with a simple fall, traces of substances that friends swore he avoided. One actress, Sun Lin, posted a heartfelt demand for justice before deleting it, adding fuel to the fire of suspicion. Imagine the scene. A man at the peak of his career staring out into the Beijing night. What thoughts raced through his mind in those final moments? Was it despair from years of suppressed pain? Pressure from an industry that demanded perfection while offering little genuine support? Or something more sinister, a confrontation with the secrets he had uncovered? Jackie Chan's reaction was visceral. In a private moment captured and shared by those around him, the action hero broke down in tears. He spoke of how Menglong reminded him of his younger self, full of idealism. "The industry eats the pure ones first," Jackie reported. He had tried to protect, but the machine was too powerful. Jackie's public tributes were legion. Those who know him say he denied it. The secret he tried to hide, the systemic rot that turns dreams into nightmares, and talent is commodified and voices silenced. The outpouring of creative problems had turned the light was unlike anything the industry had seen. Millions of fans found Menglong's lights, lit virtual candles, and shared stories of how his roles had touched their lives. One young woman from a rural province credited his portrayal in Eternal Love with giving her hope during her own struggles with depression. "His characters taught me that kindness endures," she wrote. Others remembered his concerts, where his voice carried a sincerity that felt like a personal conversation. Colleagues spoke of his humility. Directors praised his professionalism, even on the most demanding shoots. Yet, beneath the tributes lay a collective sorrow. Many in the industry whispered about similar pressures they faced: sleep deprivation, public scrutiny, and the fear of being replaced overnight. Menglong's death became a symbol of what happens when the human cost is ignored. Mind-blowing accounts from insiders reveal that Menglong had been planning a shift. He wanted to produce his own projects, stories that delved into the real emotional lives of everyday people. He had journals filled with ideas, songs unfinished. In one entry, dated months before his death, he wrote of feeling lost in the spotlight, searching for the man I used to be. The industry, it seemed, had no room for such introspection. Agents pushed for more commercial roles. Rumors of conflicts with powerful backers grew. Jackie Chan in his The silence that followed Yu Menglong's death on September 11, 2025 was deafening. In living rooms across China and diaspora communities worldwide, fans sat in stunned disbelief, replaying his final interviews where his eyes seemed to carry an unspoken weight. He had spoken softly about the importance of mental well-being, a topic rarely addressed openly in the fast-paced entertainment machine. Those words now felt like a desperate plea from a man teetering on the edge. The brutal industry secret that Jackie Chan had tried to conceal for years was no longer whispers in green rooms. It was a roar demanding attention, exposing how the pursuit of perfection often led to personal destruction. To truly understand the depth of this tragedy, we must journey further into Menglong's world, the relationships that anchored him, and the mounting pressures that ultimately overwhelmed his gentle spirit. Born in Urumqi, he grew up surrounded by the vast landscapes of Xinjiang, where the wind carried stories of resilience and quiet endurance. His parents, ordinary working people, instilled in him a love for the arts as an escape from hardship. Young Menglong would sing traditional folk songs at family gatherings, his voice pure and unwavering even then. Teachers noticed his talent early, encouraging him to audition for performing arts programs despite financial constraints. Moving to Beijing was a culture shock. The city pulsed with ambition, but for a newcomer like him, it also bred loneliness. He shared cramped apartments with fellow trainees, surviving on instant noodles and hope. Those formative years forged his character. He learned to listen more than speak, to observe human emotions that would later infuse his performances with authenticity. His participation in talent shows was not about instant fame but survival. Elimination after elimination tested his resolve, yet he returned stronger, channeling rejection into his music and early directorial efforts. The year 2015 marked a turning point with Go Princess Go. As the ninth prince, Menglong brought a nuanced vulnerability to a role that could have been one-dimensional. Audiences saw themselves in his character's struggles with duty versus desire. The drama's success catapulted him into the spotlight, but with it came the first tastes of the industry's darker demands. Suddenly, every move was scrutinized. Paparazzi camped outside his residence. Agencies dictated his social media posts, crafting an image of effortless charm while suppressing any hint of struggle. Eternal Love, in 2017, solidified his status as a leading man capable of emotional depth. His portrayal of Bai Zhen, the immortal who loved deeply across lifetimes, resonated because Menglong poured fragments of his own soul into it. Behind the scenes, filming schedules were brutal, often extending into 18-hour days. Co-stars later revealed in private reflections that Menglong would retreat to his trailer during breaks, sometimes found with eyes red from exhaustion or quiet tears. He rarely complained, fearing it would label him as difficult. This stoicism, while admirable, masked growing inner turmoil. Jackie Chan entered Menglong's orbit during this period of rising fame. Their first significant interaction happened on the set of a collaborative project where Jackie was making a guest appearance. The veteran star, known for his no-nonsense approach forged through decades of bone-breaking stunt work, took notice of the younger actor's dedication. In a quiet conversation away from cameras, Jackie reportedly shared stories of his own early battles with the industry. Exploitation by studios, physical injuries ignored for the sake of production, and the isolation of being a symbol rather than a person. "Stay true to your heart, kid," Jackie advised, according to accounts from crew members present. "But know that the wolves are always watching." Over the years, their bond deepened through sporadic meetings. Jackie, sensing Menglong's potential for greater things, offered subtle guidance on negotiating better terms and protecting his health. He warned of the brutal machinery that prioritized profits over people, a secret many legends guarded to maintain the illusion of glamour. Jackie had seen too many promising careers end in burnout or scandal. With Menglong, he saw a reflection of what could have been a different path for himself, one of artistic purity untainted by compromise. By 2020 and beyond, Menglong's schedule intensified. Roles in historical epics and fantasy series demanded physical transformations, emotional availability, and constant public engagement. Insiders describe a man stretched thin. He maintained a relationship with a fellow artist for some time, but the demands of secrecy and distance strained it to breaking. Friends noted his increasing withdrawal. He found solace in writing songs late at night, lyrics filled with themes of longing and public despair. One unreleased track, shared only across continents, spoke of the shadows of the filling the streets of the COVID-19 era added another layer of sorrow. Lockdowns halted productions, forcing reflection that revealed how deeply the industry had consumed it. When work resumed, the pace was even more frantic to prevent losses. Menglong threw himself into charity efforts, using his platform to support causes in education and mental health. But these acts were often reframed by management as publicity stunts. The disconnect between his public persona and private reality widened. Rumors of industry gatekeepers pressuring stars for favors, both professional and personal, began to surface in Menglong's circle. He resisted, prioritizing integrity. This stance allegedly earned him enemies in high places. Projects that were greenlit suddenly faced funding issues. Social media campaigns promoting his work were mysteriously throttled. Jackie Chan, aware of these dynamics from his own experiences navigating Hong Kong and mainland collaborations, allegedly reached out more frequently. In one emotional exchange, Jackie shared a personal anecdote about losing a close protege years earlier to similar pressures, vowing not to let history repeat. Yet, the system proved resilient to individual interventions. As 2025 approached, Menglong appeared optimistic in public. He hinted at new music and directing ambitions. Privately, the weight was crushing. Reports from those around him paint a picture of a man battling insomnia, relying occasionally on prescribed aids that blurred into dependency under stress. His final months were marked by a subtle shift: fewer appearances, more time seeking solace in nature or with family. A trip back to Xinjiang, though brief, rekindled memories of simpler times. He spoke to his parents about possibly slowing down, but obligations pulled him back. Reconstructing the days leading to September 11, 2025, reveals a soul in profound conflict. Menglong had been filming a demanding project, pushing through fatigue. On the evening of September 10th, he attended a small gathering with industry peers. Witnesses describe him as reflective, sharing stories of his early struggles with a wistful smile. He mentioned feeling grateful yet exhausted, hinting at a desire for a break. That night, he returned to his residence in Chaoyang. What transpired in those early morning hours remains shrouded in official ambiguity and public suspicion. The fall from the building was swift and tragic. Authorities cited alcohol, but those who knew him best questioned the narrative. Menglong was moderate in habits, using substances only sparingly for sleep or pain from rigorous roles. Leaked details from the scene and subsequent reports suggested inconsistencies, marks on his body that hinted at struggle, timing discrepancies in security footage, and a rapid cleanup of the area. Fan-led investigations, though unofficial, uncovered witness accounts of unusual activity around the building that night. One neighbor reported hearing raised voices hours before the incident. The management statement, issued hours later, expressed unbearable sorrow but closed the matter firmly. This haste fueled outrage. Jackie Chan, upon learning the news, was reportedly devastated. In a private setting, he broke down, repeating Menglong's name and questioning why his warnings went unheeded. Publicly, his tributes were poignant but restrained, careful not to ignite further controversy. Yet his tears spoke of deeper knowledge, the industry's secret of how power imbalances and unchecked ambition could lead to irreversible loss. Jackie had tried to hide the full extent of these dangers, believing exposure might harm more careers than it helped. Menglong's death forced a reckoning. The grief transcended borders. Hashtags like Justice for You Menglong and hashtag Remember Alan Yu trended for weeks. Fans organized virtual memorials, sharing artwork, covers of his songs, and analyses of his performances. One particularly moving tribute came from international admirers who translated his interviews, highlighting his humility. Psychologists noted the collective mourning as a response to broader societal issues of overwork and mental health stigma in high-pressure environments. Colleagues from across the industry stepped forward cautiously. Some shared stories of Menglong's kindness on set, offering encouragement to newcomers, staying late to help with scenes. Others alluded to some mind-blowing in their detail. Allegations linked his death to disputes over a major franchise he was slated to lead, where refusing certain creative